Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be learning about rotation clockwise about the origin, rotation counterclockwise about the origin.
Okay, we've talked about translations, which are when you slide the shape. We've talked about reflections, which is when you flip it. We talked about the different ways of reflecting. We have been practicing writing the rules for reflections. Now we're going to talk about rotations, which is when you spin it. As a review, recall all three of these, a translation, a reflection, and a rotation, are called rigid transformations because the shape you end up with is the exact same shape and size as the one you started with. Okay, so when we rotate shapes today, if your image does not match your pre-image, like a cookie cutter match, something's wrong. Y'all with me? Okay. Open your booklet to the one that says rotating about the origin.
Rotation clockwise.
Yes. And then if you have a highlighter, you can highlight that we are looking at rotating clockwise about the origin. You don't have to highlight, but you can. Okay, let me explain the way that this is presented on your booklet. You will notice, first of all, we are talking about direction of rotation. Direction matters. If you are rotating clockwise, you need to think of, I'm pointing to what's called an analog clock. Go with me? It's called an analog clock. It's not digital. This is digital. That's analog. It has a big arm, small arm. You should recall this. And the way that it rotates is where we get clockwise. And I'm saying this because a lot of people have grown up on digital clocks their whole life, which is exactly why I'm stressing this to you. I would encourage you to learn how to read an analog clock.
Pretty simple.
But anyways, I always think of the big hand or the short hand, doesn't matter which hand, is pointing to high noon, which is 12, up, straight up. And then if it was to rotate, it's going to go to the, where?
Right.
To the right. So clockwise, always think of high noon rotating in this direction, right? You're going to see me abbreviate clockwise with the letters CW, by the way. When you get into higher level math, actually, when we get into Unit 5, I think, is trig. We're going to start talking about degrees being positive or negative. If we have a negative degree, it means you're rotating clockwise. You don't have to worry about memorizing that right now, but it's coming, okay? Right now, I will straight up tell you which way to rotate. You just have to know which way that is. So clockwise, think high noon, and then I'm facing y'all, so I'm going to go the way that it would be. It's to the right, okay? Here are the rules. Remember what we've said before, that the beginning part of the rule doesn't matter. It's this part right here that is what changes. I don't like how that's highlighted. Let me change it. Right here would be the rules, and that is based on going 90 clockwise, 180 clockwise, 270 clockwise, okay? So coming down here, we are going to take our original figure, which is our pre-image, and we are going to write the coordinate points after it rotates clockwise 90 degrees. So, I shouldn't write that. Let me do clockwise right here. We're going clockwise 90. What is the rule for clockwise 90? Right there. Clockwise 90. The rule is y comma negative x. Which means, always start with flipping the sign first. Look at the x coordinate and flip the sign. Then notice that they switch positions. So if A is 1, 6, change the sign of the x-coordinate. It would be negative 1, 6. Now switch them. It'd be 6, comma, negative 1. So this is A prime would be 6, comma, negative 1. Y'all see that? The x-coordinate has a sign change and both of them switch positions. You do B and C. Now remember, if I'm the one up here doing the work and you're just copying it, you're not going to learn anything. Remember that you need to be the one doing it, and then you need to look up here and check it. Did you get the same? Now plot it and graph it. So what's the rule for rotating 180 clockwise?
Negative. No switch, but no.
We're using the word flip for sign change.
So no switch, but
there you go. Flip both sides. And technically we should call this still A prime because we're not doing a domino effect here. We're not like taking this and then rotating it. So technically it would be A prime, but we're just not gonna label it anymore. We're gonna let A prime represent all the ones down here, B prime represent all the ones down here. So did you get, don't look up here if you're not done. If you're done, look up and see if you got the same as me. And you should go ahead and go to your graph and put it on there. Graph's gonna be a little. All right, what's the rule for rotating 270 clockwise? Negative y, comma x, which means flip the sign of the y and then swap both numbers. After you do it on your own paper, look up here and see if you got it right. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay. Did you get it right? Okay. We're going to jump around a little bit. We're going to skip this page for a second because you will notice it is. I already did it. Did I fix your book? Did I fix yours? Mine's different up here. Oh, perfect, okay. Oh, that's what it was. I didn't want to redo my entire page. So we're not skipping around. I've already fixed it. Look at the next one. This is the exact same concept, but this time we are going counterclockwise, which means always think of clockwise, then go the opposite direction. High noon to the right is clockwise, so high noon to the left would be counterclockwise. So this is going to go this way. We will abbreviate counterclockwise with CCW. Bless you. The rules for rotating counterclockwise are right here, and that's for 90, 180, and 270. Can anyone tell me why a zero degree rotation is boring? Thank you. Can anyone tell me why 360 degree rotation is irrelevant? It's going to land right back where it started, right? You do rotate, but you land right where you started, so there's no point in even doing it. All right, so we are going to now do this one. That's enough. We are going counterclockwise for all of these. We need to list our A prime, B prime, and C prime coordinates. It would help if you wrote the rules above each of them. What's the rule for counterclockwise 90? Which means flip the sign of the Y and then swap them. What's the rule for 180?
Negative x, negative y.
And 270.
Y comma negative x.
Okay, do this one right now. You're doing it exactly like we did the other one. It's just you're going counterclockwise. That would be because of the 90, 180, 270, 360. So you're writing just like we did here. You're going to write your coordinate points here based on these rules from these numbers. So like A prime would be, oops, swap the sign of Y, like flip the sign of Y, so 3, 2, and then switch them, so 2, 3. Right? All right, keep trying. Get all of them. Fiona, you can go to room 209B. Whatever that is. It's Miss Phillips. She said she's up there. Oh my word, my ears ringing. Where'd she go? Just take that pass that's hanging right there. She's on her way. She's on her way. All right, but no, something's wrong. Yeah, remember the numbers should not be changing as far as like getting bigger. Is that what you're saying? It's shooting off the graph? Oh, say it again. Okay, then something's wrong. Alright, so let's look at it. Let's see if you applied the rule correctly. It helps to do the sign change first and read it out loud like in your head, and then if they switch positions, switch them. This says flip the sign of Y, then switch them, right? So here, it would be 2, 5, correct? Now switch them. 5, 2. Alright, what would this be? First it would be, with the flip of the sign, it would be 5, 8. Now switch them. 8, 5. So this is right and up for all of these. Well, we're going over it, and we're going to get there. All right, what do we do here? We are just flipping the signs of both. Not from here. It's not a domino effect. You're doing it from here. From the pre-image, right? This is the pre-image. Okay, so we're going to have -3, 2. -2, 5. What about that one? -5, 8. All right, look at the rule for 270. Counterclockwise. Flip the sign of which one? And then switch the values. Harmony, you with me? So coming over here, read it out loud with the X having to flip the sign. What would it be? -3, -2, right? Now switch them. So, you with me? Read that? Okay. Here.
Instead of switching the signs or flipping the signs, I was just making a thing. Like if it was negative, I was confused.
Okay, that negative there means negate, which means it could result in positive or it can result in negative. It means change the sign. So this would be -2, -3, -5, -2, and -8, -5, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone wants to teach positive social age.
That's weird. Okay. Alright, we're going to rotate 90 degrees, then we're going to do 180, then we're going to do 270. And the rule is going to go right here, correct? We're going to put the rule right here. Okay, 90 degrees. We are rotating.
Counterclockwise. That's what's in the thing. It's all counterclockwise.
Are they all counter?
These two right here are like the rotation of 90 degrees. These three
right here or all? So they have, I guess.
We'll just, I guess, counterclockwise. If you can go one direction, you can go the other, because it's just a matter of reading the rules. So we'll just treat the whole thing then as counterclockwise. So the whole paper is counterclockwise. Y'all listening?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go counterclockwise about the origin. So you have to think to yourself, watch your mind, you should think this, positive X, it's hard to do, positive Y, going 90 counter. So it's gonna go that way, which makes it, read from the horizontal, negative Y, positive X. Which means flip the sign of the Y and then switch the two values.
So it's gonna be.
So A prime would be, yep,
And then negative 1, negative. Negative 1, 4.
negative 4. Alright, you'll notice that there was just 2 points here. We don't have a triangle. Watch how we draw this. Let's plot A. A was 3, 2, and negative 4, 1. Right?
Negative 1,
B. I meant B, sorry. A and B. I plotted A and B. Do y'all see that?
yes.
Okay. Here was A, here was B. Now I'm going to plot A prime. Negative 2, 3. So negative 2, 3. A prime. B prime is negative 1, negative 4. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
What did we rotate around? What's it say? No, I mean around. What was, like imagine sticking your finger down to hold something still and turn it. We rotated around the origin. Watch what I'm going to draw. I'm changing to green. Watch what happens from A to A prime. If you connect A to the origin, and you connect A prime to the origin, what shape do they make?
Triangle.
And what did we rotate?
90.
There you go. Now look at B and B prime. Connect B to the origin, connect B prime to the origin, and what angle do they make? So when you're doing your rotations, now it only works from point to point, corresponding point. If you will connect it to the origin, you should see the angle that represents what you just rotated. Okay? We're not going to do that again on any of the others. I just wanted to do it on that one.
Is the whole thing counter?
Yes.
Wow.
Because if you can do one direction, you can do the other, because it's just a matter of reading the rules. All right, now we're going to rotate 180. So here we go. Remember? X, Y.
I just can't even like picture this.
Well,
This is 90. Okay, this is 180, so it's gonna be negative X,
well,
negative
this,
Y.
I mean, visualize
Oh,
this.
I
Do
get
you
it.
understand this?
I understand, I just can't.
So go 180. So that means 2 turns. 1,
What?
2.
The negative X, negative Y.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so write A prime and B prime, and then graph them. And you are connecting them as just lines here. You do have just 2 points. Connect A and A prime, connect B and B prime. What? You switched these two. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. All right, what's A prime? Y'all quit talking. What's A prime?
A prime
Negative
is negative 3 and negative 2.
What's B prime?
4 and negative 8.
All right, let's graph A and B.
Why can I ever draw straight?
Are y'all listening?
Yes, ma'am.
now I'm going to graph A prime and B prime. Okay, just like we did in the last one. Now I'm going to connect A to the origin and A prime to the origin. If A goes to the origin and A prime goes to the origin, what do you notice they make?
A straight line.
And why is that?
Because it's
180.
What's the measure of a straight angle?
180.
B to the origin, B prime to the origin. Once again, you get a straight line.
X.
All right. Instead of doing 270 counterclockwise, the easier, shorter route would be 90 clockwise. So instead of doing 270 counterclockwise, we are instead going to do 90 clockwise because it's only one turn instead of three.
So
Does
that's
that make sense?
negative x positive.
Yes.
No.
So you just grab
Y positive.
So think about it.
Y
Yeah.
negative x.
So we're going 90, what did we say? Clockwise. So
Y negative x.
y negative x. And if you draw A to the origin and A prime to the origin, you will notice the 90 on the inside, but you'll also notice the 270 over here. Right? See, there's the 90, which means in the other, going the other direction, it's 270. B and B prime, same thing. Your homework is the 6 problems that are on the inside. You have your pre-image already graphed. Do you have to list the points? No, the points are already listed. No, they're not. You have to list the points. Then you are rotating it based on where it says, all counterclockwise. List the new points, then graph it. 6 problems.